follow-up video on the Nrg Wing and progression since the last video, which was about tail moulding and creating the new tails for it. So since that last video, the tail plugs were printed and created. Now they're pretty rough now because they've been through moulding, but these are the 3D printed plug, surfaced with automotive 2-pack paint and then used for moulding. So these tail plugs, well, there was 6 in total that I did, but here's 4 of them. Multiple failures, quite hard. So those tail plugs then made the tail mould. So this is fully solid, plus a cap print that walks in the wet resin. Essentially what I lay up the carbon fibre tails in. Now I've had a substantial amount of damage, if you can see here and here, the last time I used the moulds, so I'm going to have to probably remake these moulds at some point, but you get the idea. The full carbon fibre part is laid up inside this surface and then vacuumed down. So very time-taking process to create these. Unfortunately they're not that strong either. From those moulds then make the carbon fibre tails. These are 40 grams a piece, so I'm pretty impressed and very happy with them, well solid, and they belong to the Nrg Wing. This is the first full carbon Nrg Wing of the 4 wing moulds. Pretty impressed with it, so I thought I'd make a video and run through some of the details on this one. So just changing cameras here to the top overview. As I said, the carbon fibre tails both slip on and off as per the design, and key fit into these holes here. Same with this one. All the wing panels are carbon fibre from tip to centre. Same on the other side. And the nose forward is S-glass and Kevlar for radio transparency. So when all the radio gear is put in the front here, the antennas can actually work. The hinging is a full live hinge put into each wing with 2 layers of 60 GSM Kevlar laid up on a 45-degree axis. Once that's laid up, then the top edge is scored here, the hinge line, and the Kevlar resin is cracked. And then the underside of the wing, a return wiper is fitted to fill that gap. It's the same on both sides. Now, also for equipment access, splits in half. Take these tails off before they fall off. So this was part of the design requirement as well that I wanted, that it can split in half and these carbon spars can be fully replaced. So if it comes in and it noses into the ground, essentially all of the wing mass will try and push forward on the nose and push down that way, therefore spreading it, pulling it down at the wingtips and splitting it that way, which would hopefully break at the weak point, which is the carbon spars. So plenty of room inside of these bays here for RC equipment, and a hollow pass-through for cables, and then that's just completely hollow wing space. The 3 spars in here are all, well, this one's a solid 3mm carbon spar that's 80 mils long, and the other 2 are 10mm carbon tubes that fit into these rails. There is also magnets situated here and in the nose. Neodymium magnets on both halves that help keep the two halves together without tape or anything for flying. So give quite a nice satisfying click when they go together. Pretty happy with that. Also, my new logo, just knocked it up on Fusion 360 one night. It's meant to be the wing cutting some laps, so yeah, same fitting. The servo bays are in the wing. The covers here are recessed, so there's a recessed lip just on the edge here for the carbon flap to sit into quite nicely and neatly, and when the servos are in, that can be glued down instead of taped down. But this is almost ready to go out to a customer. There's a few things I've got to clean up on the surface, give it a bit of a polish, finish guiding out these elevon because they don't quite go down far enough. So that's the up movement. At the moment, down flex is very tight on both sides. That side's a little bit looser than the other one. I've just sat there with some sandpaper and worked out that skin a bit more. Both of them have quite a substantial travel. That will hopefully have a bit more of a down travel. In saying that, when it's flying and it's dialed in, the elevator function, so both of these moving either up or down together, is only about 3mm or 4mm. So it doesn't need such a large range of movement, but for very aggressive rolls, you want one up, one down, and that you can have quite a large movement for each surface to get really high roll rates. I've found on some of the trial versions, if I had the elevon past about 12 to 15mm for aileron, it rolled to the as quickly as quicker than I could control it, which is well fun. So yeah, that's where the Nrg Wing is at so far. Please like the channel, and hopefully if you wish to see more of the progress in future, let us know if you've got any further questions. Otherwise, yeah, it'll be back out to the shed and producing more of these, and getting them out to people that want them. Let us know if you do want one. I'm not 100% sure on the pricing just yet, but once I've done a bit more of a tally up of what everything's going to cost per unit, plus labour time, these are a very labour intensive object to make. The 3D printing centres alone take upwards of 26 hours, let alone laying up the skins in vacuum and then joining the two halves together, plus all the internal structure materials. Does take a lot of time to set up and do. So yeah, we'll hopefully see more of these to come. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This is NRGFPV signing out.